What's up guys, it's Valles here. Today we're going to be diving into the production file of my song Waiting For You. Waiting For You was my first single that I put out. I put it out in November 2022. For those of you guys who don't know, this song was actually made in May 2021. The exact date is May 22nd, 2021. That's when this song started. And it took a year and a half for it to finally be finished. And that's just because finishing these songs do take a long time, and finding vocalists for these things take a while as well. Luckily, the vocalist, Micaela Skye, if you guys don't know, she's actually my sister. So she's a really talented singer, and I thought it'd be perfect for her to sing on this, and I thought her voice just fit it really nicely, so it just kind of worked out for me. But she did a phenomenal job at singing the vocals. We just kind of worked together on this song. We sat in this very room and kind of wrote it together. I was playing piano back there, and she had her little notebook, and we were just kind of had chords going, and she was writing stuff, and then I was working on the production. So it was a really cool collaborative effort with her. But yeah, let's just go ahead and dive right into the production file of this song. So here is the production file of Waiting For You. I do all of my producing in Logic. That's what we're going to be working in today. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started with this. I'm going to be muting the vocal for this session, so there's going to be no vocals for this. We're only going to be focusing on the production, but I'll be dragging in the vocal file for this just so y'all can see how it all sounds together. All right, so starting with the intro and the verse. Okay, so for the intro, we have a few things going on. Not too much, just kind of ambience things. Looks like we have a total of 4 things playing. Yeah, so let's just dissect this. Okay, so for this first element, I'm pretty sure this first element is literally just the reverse stack of these chords here. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it's just these 4 chords, all bounced down as one file. I just took this first chord here, I believe, and bounced that out and then reversed it, and just put a little fade on this. You can see there's some fades here, and yeah, that's all that one is. The second one is this melody here. It's the first note of this melody and just bounced out and reversed. So that's all that is. And then we just have some atmospheric sounds here. Play them separately. So it's just kind of a nice ambient intro going straight into the melody in the verse. All right, so the verse. So we've got some chords playing here. So in the verse, there's actually kind of a lot of layers happening and just playing off each other. It's just chords, but it's just stacked chords. So the first layer, it's a sound from Alchemy. And then we have a piano, some Contact, the Nor Pure piano. I might not walk through all my effects chains on every single instrument, because that might take a while. But yeah, honestly, actually, this EQ, I'm not even using it. Normally, I would kind of like low cut it, but I don't know. I didn't low cut it that time. It should be low cutted. I don't know why it's not low cutted. But that's what the mixing stage is for. This file is like pre-mixing stage. And then I just have a sample delay on it to kind of give this piano a bit of a wider stereo image compared to the rest of these other chords playing. And then this one is Wooden Bells. And then we have a pad here, and Polysynth Stream, all from Alchemy, and then the piano's from Contact. All together, sounds very full, yet chill because it's the verse. Let's see, down here is the lead melody. So there's a lot of stacks here as well, a lot of layers. They're all playing the same thing, but it's just a lot of sounds like making one lead sound. So we got a guitar mute from Nexus. Yeah, warm mute pads, or yeah, warm mutes guitar. We got another Nexus guitar. Another Nexus sound. This is Pizzicato voice. This one's from Alchemy. It's a pop sound. I'm not quite sure. Xylophone keys. Oh, it's down here. And then another Alchemy sound, Wooden Bells. And all together, they kind of make this like really full. They make this really full sound. That I don't know. It just sounded nice. Like I don't know why I decided to layer that many. From what I remember when I was making this, there was a lot more sounds in this, and it just sounded too much. And so I brought it down to 5, and 5 is still kind of a lot, but like I don't know. It doesn't sound like a lot, and it just sounded nice. And so I just went with that, and it just worked together. It doesn't sound like 5 layers, but it sounds nice. And so all together, yeah, sounds nice. All right. So next section. So this is where the drums come in. So we got a kick and some snare thing here. And while all that is happening, these chords are automating. Kind of like a low frequency, I'm sorry, a high pass filter, kind of opening up. And it kind of starts in the second part of the verse. As you can see, it's like automating up. So the chords get louder. And then we're into the pre-chorus. And there's also like an effect down here, kind of helping aid that transition into the pre-chorus. All right, so pre-chorus. So there's a lot more stuff going on now. A lot of melodies playing off each other. Let's go ahead and start from the top. We got an acoustic guitar. And that is literally just me recording a guitar into a microphone. I believe I just used like a Shure SM7B, which is what I have down there. And I was just like, took a lot of takes of that guitar and then timed it and cut it together to make like a really good solid take. So that's how I got that guitar. Got a little bit of EQ on it. Nothing too much, just cutting the lows and the highs. During the production stage, I don't normally get too much into the mixing side, just because I'm more concerned with like how the song sounds overall and like the ideation from start to finish and how it builds, and kind of just the sound design of it too, and the structure of it and everything. And I kind of leave the mixing to like the very end, or I kind of let the mixing engineer that I send it to kind of do the heavy lifting on that side. But yeah, nothing too fancy, just EQ here. What else we got? We have atmosphere sounds. So it kind of just sounds nice. I believe this is just a sample from Splice. And it's just pitched in the key of the song. And this song is in the key of E, for those of you guys wondering. Next, we have a Nexus piano. Nexus grand piano. And a pad under that. And we have another piano, Nor Pure piano from Contact, a synth, and that I believe is, that is doing a cutoff filter here. You can see the cutoff automating. We have ARPs. Three sounds are making that ARP. We have, let's see here. We have that Nor piano, Contact session strings, and another sound from Alchemy. So after the ARPs, we have an electric guitar here. And that is just recorded, from an actual electric guitar here that we have at home, or that I have in my home studio, and just played in and then just kind of like timed. That's what, these lines here, I kind of just timed the rhythm. And that is how we got that. I know it kind of sounds like not a good guitar at all right now. Like it kind of sounds lame. And that's because Guitar Rig is not working right now on my computer. But I believe I can open up a demo right now. And I'm not quite sure exactly what the preset was for this song. So I'm just going to pick one. It was probably in like the style pop and one of these sounds here. I'm just going to choose this one. It sounds fairly close. So that is tucked under this guitar here. So this is just another guitar. And I believe it had the same preset and Guitar Rig on here. And this is just a Logic sampler instrument, like the twangy electric guitar. It's found in guitars, electric guitars. It's right there. And I just layered these two together to kind of have like a real guitar and then a not so good sampled stock guitar sound from Logic. So those two playing together, it kind of sounds like this. Not the best sounding guitars, but when it's tucked under all the other layers, they actually don't sound that bad. So then we have this bell thing under here. It's a sound from Nexus. FM bells. And then we have that lead melody. And I kind of automated the volume to kind of dip here to make that melody sit under all the other melodies that are going on in the pre-chorus. And it just kind of like helps fill out this section. So yeah, we have that going on there. And I think, and then we have, I believe this is sub bass. Yeah, we have a sub bass. And this has kickstart on it. No, that definitely shouldn't have kickstart on it because this is the pre-chorus. I don't know why that was on, but it definitely should be off. And I'm pretty sure it's off in the record. I just think I probably didn't save that on this file, but it should be off. But yeah, that is everything in this section. It's kind of like a lot of just melodies and layers like stacked, but it kind of all just sounds really nice. So all together, it sounds like this. Those guitars are definitely not sitting right, but whatever. Anyway, y'all get what went into the section. And so going into the drop, we have a few things happening down here. These are like all effects and drums. So yeah, just sweeps here. Drum fill. And then, crash. I think we have like 2 sweeps. Yeah, just stuff layered like that, just to make it like sound full and just a nice like transition into the chorus. All right, so the chorus, we kept that guitar going. This time it's got sidechain on it. So we have kickstart here. We also have the synths. So the synths, I think they're all silent. And then, we have I believe this is a string layer down. Well, it should be a string layer, I think. I'm not quite sure what this is. This should be a string layer. I'm not quite sure why that should just be what is it? Session strings. This should just be session strings here. Wait a second. Sure. I think like when I updated native access, and I might have updated Logic too, like plugins just didn't transfer overwrite. So that might be why things aren't working exactly how they should be. But yeah, just a little heads up for you guys. But yeah, I believe let's just tackle this chord stack. So we got silent here. That's the sound. This is what the chords look like. Lead 2 or synth 2. A lower layer. Some noise. And then the strings. So all together, just helps like really fill it all out. So yeah, that is the chords. Down here, I believe these are the bass, or the basses. Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot to mention with the chords. The chords all have sidechain on them too, so that's what's giving it that like bouncy effect here. Like without this, they kind of sound like boring. So yeah, sidechain definitely like super simple, but it really helps just like breathe air into it and give it some groove. But yeah, all right. So the basses. Okay, so we got 3 basses playing. It looks like we got a sub and then 2 basses. So let's see, bass 1. There's a silent bass. I believe I layered it just because this one doesn't have like any high frequencies in the bass part, but this one has more of like an attack, and it's just a little bit on the higher side, and so I just wanted the bass to like really cut through. And then we have this bass, this sub bass here, kickstart, and just EQ to just really get those low frequencies. And the kickstart for the sub bass, I usually have it at 100% during a chorus in a dance song, and then everything else a little lower. So as you can see, the regular bass is like 90%, and the chords were like 40%, I think. Let me see what the chords are at. 80% actually. The chords are 80%, and the guitar is at 40%. Just because the guitar is more of like a natural sounding instrument compared to everything else that's like electronic here, and so I think that was my thinking behind it, and that's why I left it that at 40%. Okay, so those are the basses, and then these are like all the drums here. I'll just go to like solo everything. Yeah, kind of like a lot of drums, but so those are the drums. We got, let me see, we got 2 kicks here. I don't know why I chose 2 kicks here. Sometimes it is to have like a low kick, like a bottom kick and a top kick. Other times I layer kicks to give them a specific sound, and I think that's what I did here. Just because, like, without one layer, the kicks do sound very different, but together they both make a sound that I just really liked, and it just fit this track. So I think that was my thinking behind the kick here. And then we have the snares. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 snares. We have like regular snares hitting here, and then I believe a snare splash. Yeah, so and this is like that like snare fill. So you have the snare splash hitting every other snare beat. And that's just to like help the groove in the drums just sound different every other hit. Otherwise it might get a little boring. So it's just like little ear candy like that. That just really helps on the production side. Cool. We got hats. Yeah, so we got some rolls. It's a very simple hat pattern, but there are some like rolls to like just beef it up a little bit and kind of like fill in the space. Let's see, we got some percussion here. Oh, and then this laser sweep thing first, actually. So also the crash here. These percussions just sound like this. These are just loops I found from Splice, and I just layered them all together. It's got a tambourine. So yeah, that is everything in the drop. With vocals, it sounds like this. So. So now we're into verse 2. Okay, so looks like we got the exact same chords in verse 1. And And this time there's no filter. It just kind of like, it's just all the way open. We have this new bell pattern introduced. Sound and a silent sound playing the same thing, they're just playing off each other. And that is just a counter melody to the lead melody that was in the first verse. Everything harmonically, and now we just get into the drum. So I'm pretty sure I just kept the chorus kicks and just kind of made. I think they're just following the original verse kick pattern. It's a little different, but yeah, I just took the chorus kicks and then just pasted them here and just made that kick pattern, and it's just following with the snares here. So on every other beat, there's 2 snares and then 3 snares and 2 snares and then 3 snares. And that's just to give it a little bit of ear candy. And then we have the hats playing down here. Into pre-chorus 2. Pretty sure everything in pre-chorus 2 is the exact same. It builds a little differently though. So now there's a kick pulsing under everything. We have the snare roll down here. That's just like, everything else I believe was just drug over. And then now, there's no drum fill in the second drop. So there's none of that. Yeah, so it just builds a little differently there. There's also like some reverse sounds to like help aid that like transition, because there's no drum fill to like fill out that empty space, and needed some things to kind of like fill it out. So we got like this carrying over and this reverse noise here, and I believe that's just a reverse guitar and a reverse chord of the synths here playing. Pretty sure it's just that first chord that's reversed. Yeah, and it just kind of helps fill it out. Other than that, it's just like the reverb and the delay of all the other instruments kind of just fading out. It kind of just like helps fill that space. So yeah, that's pre-chorus 2. Chorus 2, or second drop, whatever you want to call it. Let's see. I don't think there's anything different in the first part of the drop. And I don't think there's anything different going on in the second part either, from what I'm seeing. But in the third part of the drop, I think it changes a little bit. Yeah. So lyrically, so you know what's going on here. So I played the lyrics just to give you guys an idea of like what's going on here, and why there's like 3 different sections of the second drop. But what I did here, I believe I just cut out that sub bass here. Just to add like some element there falling out and then coming back in the last part of that drop. Just, you know, ear candy stuff. We have that drum fill from the first drop, like going into the first drop. We have that here. And that is going into the last part of this drop. You kind of barely hear it in this version. But in the final version, you can hear it a little bit better. And then we have more percussion coming down here. So that's just to fill out more of the percussion element. We have a little hat thing down here. And like this is just all ear candy, just to like fill out the mix even more. You can barely tell it's there in the final version, but you know, it's just something a little different, just slightly, to keep your ears from getting a little bored. So yeah, that is the third part of the second drop. Now we're going with the bridge here. So we got those same chords from the verse. This is cut, like low, cut with the high frequency, and then kind of builds up again. Pretty much the exact same thing as the first verse. Let's see. And then we got these arps. And these arps are the exact same from the pre-chorus, I believe, that I showed you here. Yeah, exact same. I forget, they also play in the drop too. So in the drop, in the second part of the drop, they do come in there. And I can't believe I forgot about this. So there's 2 sounds here. And this is just like a tonal ear candy thing. It's Gaseous Lead from Alchemy. So yeah, that's just to like help it. And those are coming in the exact same time as the percussion here in the drop. Same thing happens in the second drop. And then they kind of cut out during that third part of the second drop. All these like extra percussion elements come in. Yeah, and then we're in the bridge. I forgot to go over that when I was going over the drops, but that is what's there. So yeah, going back into the bridge. So So this is going on with these chords. We also have these strings here, just holding that tonal note. We got a low and a high. One's panned to the right a little bit. I'm sorry, the high is panned to the right, the low is panned to the left. That's everything going on in this section. Yep. We go into the second half of the bridge. So we bring in the atmospheric thing from the pre-chorus. We put it in the bridge. So that high bell thing from the pre-chorus also brought it back. And then we got the sub again, helping like build it up. And then we are supposed to have guitars here as well. I'm not quite sure why they're not playing right now. They were working. Oh, that's because guitar rig. Yeah, guitar rig isn't working right now. I guess the demo session stopped working. But they're supposed to be there as well. If you listen into the final version of the song that's out on like Spotify and everywhere, they are playing in the build-up of the bridge. So yeah, they're there. Then we got the build-up. So this is what this sounds like. Just calm. Some snares. And I believe this is just this, actually these two bounced out reversed, and it kind of gives it that's like reverse snare hit. Without it, it just kind of comes in. Still sounds cool, but with it, just kind of gives it a little bit of extra ear candy. And these are all from Splice. I believe this was like a snare loop cut and like chopped up, all from Splice to like make this. So yeah, I believe that's where I got those samples from. Is there anything else? And I'm pretty sure these effects down here are the exact same from the first time going into the chorus. So everything in the third drop is pretty much exactly the same. There are just two new elements added. Is these two, and they're very, very simple. I'll show you what they sound like. So it's just an arp. I'm not quite sure where this is from. Actually, it's right here. It's from Alchemy. I just bounced it out to audio here. And then we have that stock Logic twangy electric playing here. Just very simple. I believe this is the MIDI for it. Yeah, just eighth notes. And in the mix, you can barely hear it, but I believe I put that in there just to give the final drop something a little different. Just to like beef it up, just because like you kind of want each section of the song to sound a little different than the others. It just kind of helps the ear, like I've said many times already, it just kind of helps prevent it from getting bored. And it just kind of helps make each section sound a little different. Now, obviously, there's other things going on with like the vocal that kind of help prevent it from getting boring. Like obviously the vocal in the third drop isn't going to sound the same in the second. So the vocals are kind of helping aid that a lot, but the production also does help with that. So you can barely hear these things. You can kind of hear it in the final version on Spotify, but it is very tucked in there. Yeah, that's what's going on there. Yeah, so everything is pretty much the same as the second chorus. There is more percussion elements added down here. I believe it's just 2 more percussive loops, just to like fill it out even more. Just these 2. Very simple. All from Splice. These are all from Splice. And then it just kind of ends with the reverse crash cymbals that like kind of happen at the beginning, or the beginning of the drop. It's just those reversed, like. And then with the vocal, it's got a nice like reverb throw on it. So that helps it kind of just end, and it's just a very nice finish. Alright guys, well that is it for this video. It's getting a little dark now in this room. I think for future songs, I may be doing more tutorials. You know, please let me know like down below in the comments if you guys would like to see more. And I will go ahead and make more production tutorials. And maybe get more into like the vocal production stuff too. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.